Hello, Destiny. Hello, I'm very stupid and ugly, but Gavin Alvarez, Concrete Gnome, Foot Lettuce. I met you at Burger King, Foot Lettuce. Bunny Fung Gamer, Blitzitplex, Spirit Main, Vizern. You're Not Dead, Big Surprise. Angel Pinuelas. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Those weird letters. Ooh, woo. Killer 64, J Cobb, SHC, Absolute Scottish Mad Lad, Captain Jack, Ethan Alejandro, Joseph Coors. We're about a minute away from starting this stream here. Dr. Zombie, Axidute, Aldana Quiroga, Simsy. So we're just going to have a watch party, and we're going to watch the devs. I can't actually ask them any questions or interact with them, so please keep that in mind when you're asking me to ask them questions. We're just all watching it together. Maya, Tofanaki, Zopher, John Mark Gibson, Shortcake Not Found. Oh, we're starting. We be starting. Dead Zone DVD, Quackfighter. Who else is ready for the code that's gonna fix all the bugs? Alan Caddy, Mentalist. I'm gonna try not to talk over them once it begins. Crybaby Usagi, Goyo, Lazy Killer, Ali Tomic. I've turned the alerts off as well, so as to be as less intrusive as possible. Hopefully the volume is going to be good for everybody. DCM fan Heather, Dark and Dark, Omar Gaming. Glad to have everybody here. All right.
Hello?
Hi!
Hi.
Hello.
I'm pretending like I'm part of the call.
I was trying to catch up the cat that was falling from my lap. Hello everyone, and welcome to this Q&A live stream. I am not Queen, the lead community manager on Dead by Daylight, and with me today I have two amazing persons I think you know, but do you want to introduce yourself?
Go for it, Ethan. You're on top.
Oh, I was thinking more. How does this work? There. All right. Yeah. So I'm Ethan. I do live balance design on Dead by Daylight.
Awesome.
And I'm McLean. I do gameplay programming and a little bit of live design as well.
Okay. I have a special request for you, McLean.
Yep.
Can you show us your shirt?
Sure. It's my favorite Christmas sweater. I've really been getting in the mood lately. It's you know, it's just Santa Claus in space riding a unicorn with a laser sword. I figured it was time.
Awesome. All right, so chapter 18 is out since December 1st. So A Binding of Kin brought us the twins and Elodie. Elodie, that's how you say it. Now let's address the elephant in the room. McLean, please.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'd like to just to say that our last release did launch with a higher than normal number of issues related to the new content, and our team is hard at work fixing the problems for follow-up patches, which are coming to you as soon as possible.
Yes, and I just received a message. No, not really. But actually, if you log into the game today, you will receive a bunch of blood points to thank you for sticking up with us while we fix these issues. We know they exist. We know they are there. So thank you for still being here, still being awesome. All right.
More than the 10,000? I mean, did they tweet about this?
Oh no, it's not the advent calendar stuff, guys.
More
That's
than
not
the
what I'm talking
more
about.
than the
This is
10,000.
an extra thing on top of it.
Like she could hear me.
All right. So before we go to Q&A, there's a few announcements. So it validation has been re-enabled this week, and then disabled the same day.
Yeah.
Because there was an issue with Oni interaction. So we're hoping to have that fixed for the next update. And when I say update, it's next bug fix patch. So very soon. And be re-enable it. So in case you don't know what it validation is, it's a system that allows the server to check if your hits hit, and make sure that they're fair, and that if you have a really bad connection, your hits might be rejected by the servers. Also, we do have an event calendar that's happening right now, so make sure you log every day to get your rewards, and there's going to be charms, sweaters, currency, and more. So you can follow us on Twitter if you want a reminder every day. By Dwelf. Y'all saw it. All right.
Is anybody else feeling like all this cat petting is very therapeutic
Start
for
with
all
the
of us?
Q&A, I guess. We got the questions from our forums and as well as Twitter. So we're going to start straight up with it. TDZ Luke is asking, can you show the results or stats of the Bloodlust experiment? So we don't have a fancy graph to show, but it's basically more or less the same one we show lately in the previous stream. Who's taken that one?
Well, I did find one thing when I was looking around in the numbers. The very first thing when I was looking into it, I was really curious, how did that weekend without Bloodlust compare to the weekend before? And there was like a 1 to 2% difference in kill rates. But just digging a little bit further, I actually realized that the real anomaly was the weekend I was looking at there, because Bloodlust weekend was actually very similar to other weekends in terms of kill rates. If anybody has a good fan theory as to why the weekend before the Bloodlust test weekend was like killier than average, please share. I would love to. Yeah, I would love to hear your theories.
Wasn't that the weekend?
Dog has a sweater.
That might be a theory.
If that's true, that would probably account for it.
All right, so we have a question from AGM on forums. Are there any steps being taken to reduce the grind?
We're aware that the grind is kind of nuts. It's not as nuts as it was when we shipped, and when our now departed economic designer let us have 2 perks per blood web, that helped a lot, but we know that there's still more work to be done. We have some ideas that we're working on, but there's nothing imminent, so I can't really discuss anything at this time, but do know that we are aware and there are plans in the works to address it.
There were also smaller things that were done that would kind of help, as well as you know, the whole blood web thing. There's also, if I'm not mistaken, you know, changing the tiers, how the tiers of perks is done, and making them
like
closer
a shift,
to each other.
Like a bit of a shift in the philosophy of perk tiers. Typically, like when we released, there was a very large difference between the levels of the perk tiers. Like you'd see a pattern where it was like level 1 would be I don't know, 2, and then the second one would be 4, and the third one would be 8. Like you'd have something like doubling over tier. Whereas now we actually try to keep things pretty close together. We would want the first rank of perks to be playable, maybe not like maximized, but playable.
All right, thank you. GFed from Forum is asking, will Decisive Strike get a rework or a change? So that's been asked a lot of times.
Yeah, it's definitely a contentious perk. I think it generates a lot of discussion. People who haven't been around since it came out might not know that this perk has already undergone quite a few iterations. I guess it's not perfect yet, so this is still something that we talk about fairly frequently. We don't have any conclusions to share about it. We would like to do something about the more abusive side of it. I think one of the things that gets people upset with Decisive Strike are players who use it as only kind of an invincibility shield to like pester killers, perhaps more than intended. And then of course the other issue is people who view this perk as only an anti-tunneling measure and then feel that it's unfair that they'll get smacked by it by a survivor who's been doing lots of other things in the game, which should, in their mind, sort of tag it as clearly this person was not tunneled, they've done things in the game, I probably shouldn't be affected by Decisive Strike. So we're keeping all of that in mind, and we are discussing possible improvements for this perk.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Reverse Velocity from Forums is asking, are there any other killers that will be getting any changes soon?
Clown.
Well, we've already talked about Clown, and that Clown is going to be getting the next update. It's soon, but we haven't announced a release date for it yet. The Huntress is getting an add-on pass. She's the last killer remaining with an incorrect number of the different rarities perks. Notably, she's only got one iridescent. We're going to take care of that.
Can we kill the other one too?
As usual,
The other
2
iridescent?
releases after the twins ship, there will be an adjustment like we did with the blight. Soon afterward, in this release, there were a couple of blight updates. I highly recommend trying the new Soul Chemical add-on. I had a lot of fun with that last night.
Soul Chemical is a lot better than it reads on paper. It
Oh,
works.
It works exactly the way it should. But we can announce who's probably getting an update next, and that is Demogorgon. It's not going to be a major
Demo,
update. We're pretty
please.
happy with the idea of having Shred on one hand and the portals on the other hand. It's just going to be a fine-tuning pass and probably an add-on pass, just check over a few things. But on the whole, his gameplay is working quite well. We would just want to give him some extra power and tweak some things.
I want to say that chat is not letting me down here. I can see all the demo in the chat, and I'm very happy about this.
Demo, please. Long
Thank
have
you
we
for showing
waited.
up.
Nurse is overrated.
All right.
Demo activated.
Should
Louis,
we
go ahead, Louis.
tease about this other little thing that's here?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Louis.
So this is not like a big killer rework or anything, but there are a couple of tweaks coming to the Wraith as well.
Ooh.
I'm not even going to get too deep into it. I'll just leave the small tease of true invisibility is something
Oh
that may or may not be happening, and
no.
I'll just let you guys chew on that
Oh
one.
no.
Oh my god.
No
Here it
shimmer?
is.
Oh my
Starting.
god. Wraith just became a poop your pants killer.
All right. A Poiple Turtle is asking, are there any plans to add more features to custom games like bots or soul play?
Custom games are cool, but really only a small portion of our players actually use them. So we don't want to spend too much time adding features to this, as most people aren't going to see this. But it's a tricky thing because we know they're useful in that when you want to just get on with your friends, not worry about queue times and all that kind of stuff, it's great to just get in a custom match, right? But it's still a small percentage of what people are using, so we have to be careful about what time we invest in it. But we are open to this, and there are some ideas bubbling in the background in other parts of the design team, working with ways that we could make the custom games a little better. So it's not super high on the priority list, but we're aware that you guys want something there, and so it's being what's a good word, percolated in the background. Yes.
All right. Fogbringer from the forums is asking, will killers who didn't receive a map at lunch get them after the graphical update is complete, like the twins or the blight?
Wow, that would be wonderful.
Unfortunately, we don't have any plans at the moment to add new maps for previously released characters. Although I certainly understand the desire. These are some cool characters, I agree.
All right. So that twin's a little sad, but that's the answer. So
Look at the cat.
probably.
Ah!
Cadet from the forum is asking, will there be
Look at
more
the
changes
cat.
to twins besides those announced?
As usual, on the next killer release, we will do a revisit of the twins. We have to give them a couple months of play time for people to learn how they work, for survivors to adjust for their play styles, and give a little time for a couple of iterations of people and players figuring out how these things work before we can make informed decisions about how we might want to change things. So you can expect that in the next full chapter release, there will be some tweaks and updates to the twins then.
8 catnip.
Oni wants your macaroni. I'm sorry, I just can't with the names today. Will we ever see at least a fix for FPS drops? So this question was specifically mentioning FPS drops, lag spikes when status effects appear or when items are looted from a chest. So that's the question.
Yeah, so we do have a fix for the performance drop when looting a chest. I believe that one actually went out in
Really?
4.4. These are things that we're looking into. There has been on certain platforms there is a noticeable stutter when status effect icons appear for the first time. It's a known issue that we also have in our backlog. So yes, this issue and other issues like it are pretty high on our priority list for improving performance.
Yeah, and to manage expectations here, like issues that are specific to moments like this, like FPS drops when a status effect appear, that's a possible thing that we can look into, but just general FPS loss, that's very vague for a question that we can't like promise, like you're never gonna expect to have an FPS drop ever again. So yeah, we're obviously targeting some issues that we know causes that, but that's not a a blanket statement saying we're gonna fix FPS drop all the time. So just managing expectations here. All right, Ethan, the real Ants Gruber is asking, why has the meta been consistent for so long, and why have you not tried to mix it up more?
All right, so this is a fairly complex issue. So to make sure that I don't get lost in what I'm trying to say, I'm going to just read my prepared answer here. Sorry, it comes off a little more boring when I do this. Okay, so we got two things. Number one, we aren't trying to make every new perk the best. That causes power creep, and then all of the newer perks become
Power creep.
must-haves, and all the older ones fall into disuse. We don't really want to do that. DLCs shouldn't be a must-have if you wish to stay competitive. They should be something that you want if you want to add that variety to what you have available.
That's fair.
We'd rather give people more options and ways to play and let them decide if they are worth switching builds for. Number two, we do change meta perks on a somewhat regular basis. Let's say Hex Ruin, the countless exhaustion changes, Metal of Man, etc. But we don't exactly want to nerf something into the ground just for the sake of shaking up the meta if the perk itself isn't causing any problems. That said, some people are going to run the same 4 perks every match because that works for them, or because they saw a guy that told them it's a really good build. It'd be great if they do decide to switch it up, but if that's the way they enjoy the game, we don't really want to tell them no either. We've got Ruin and Undying is supposedly everywhere. It's true that it's fairly common, but it's not as pervasive as just Ruin was before the update. But the Ruin change is already fairly well established, and Undying is only 3 months old. So we're at the moment investigating the synergy between those 2 perks and how common they're used together in matches, which at the moment is slowly climbing. So we may need to look at Undying at some point in the future, but it's not a high priority thing yet because it doesn't seem to be affecting a very large proportion of our games.
All
In comp, everybody uses Ruin and Dying in tournament.
Right. Okay, so I think we have something here for the chat, actually. I just want to make sure that I don't say something. Are we good?
Good.
Good to say it. Do you have an image? Awesome. Oh, there you go. So, you want to get this really cool and cute, awesome charm, and log in the game, and enter this code. That's... I'm sorry, I just like, oh... Yes. So, this is going to be valid until the end of the month. Just make sure you go in the game, and
end of the month, okay.
Catch it before it goes.
That reindeer looks too cute to be the entity's little helper.
All right. All right. Are you moving, or he's just staying there? I can't see the questions. All right. Nork is saying, are there plans on making the Rift easier to max out?
Yeah, so we are looking into some other methods for earning progression in the Rift.
Really?
But there's nothing yet concrete enough that
Give
I
me
can
my
announce today.
XP offering.
We're on it.
Give me my XP offering.
So, Quoxo is asking, any update on fixing the Blight's point of view?
Yes. We have a version internally that we've been testing. It's raised his camera up a bit and pulled it back a little so he's not like seeing through things. And it's really good. but it's not 100% ready yet, and we can't really announce when it's going to be released. But it's almost there, and it will be sooner rather than later. Like, you're not going to have to wait a year for this update. It'll be sooner than that.
Okay, but if we're just
Look at
moving
her
the camera,
cat.
why is it not there already, Ethan?
Because we're not just moving the camera, we are rebuilding the animations, because the camera is attached to a bone, and so the first-person animations all have to change. And that's a lot of work. And the reason that work wasn't done earlier, even though it's high priority, is because the twins had 2 characters to animate, so the animation team has been slammed unbelievably for the last couple of months. So yeah, we're getting that out as soon as we can. It's unbottlenecked now that the twins are out. There are still a few animation issues for them to clean up on the twins, so that's why we can't really say exactly when the blight will be finished, but it's coming.
Yeah, if all you did was raise the camera, you wouldn't be able to see your hands anymore.
Yep.
Which you probably wouldn't want that.
Yeah, it's kind of practical as a killer player to see where you're hitting. Okay, so Master Grit is asking, will map RNG be improved, specifically about dead zones?
All right. Well, I do have an answer here, courtesy of our level design guru, which is that we are going to be implementing a formula similar to what happened with the Springwood level design rework. Essentially, what's going on here is that using the old systems, the number of pallets on a map is mostly determined by which tiles spawn. So essentially, the logic is on like a per tile basis, mostly. And our newer system has more consistency across the entire map, which should hopefully help eliminate dead zones. And just to be clear, this is not part of the graphical update. There's a bit of a separation between gameplay updates to the maps and the visual updates to the maps. And I know that they sometimes come together and they sometimes don't, so it can be a little bit confusing. So this thing for dead zones is not going to be necessarily attached to a visual update to any particular map.
While we're talking about, graphical update and just update to old stuff, San Pavo is asking if the licensed characters will be part of the character model updates as well.
Yep, they will be getting the same treatment as other characters. With them being licensed, we do have to go to the IP owners and check any updates with them to be sure, but we are updating those as well.
Give me that Quentin face rework, please.
Question. Thank you. All right. Miss Herrick is asking, when can we expect Victor's animation for lockers?
Yeah. This one is coming in an upcoming patch. I do not have an exact date, unfortunately, but it is coming.
And this is also tied to the fact that there was a lot more animation on this release. So, yeah, that explains it, but it is coming. Passerino T, when can we expect the new maps again?
Soon.
Yeah,
Soon. What?
Soon trademark.
Thank you, Ethan. All right. Joey66 is asking if we're gonna ever get a stats tracker for players.
That's a great question, and it's something that we would really love to have. Technically, there are all kinds of stats that are being tracked. The issue is creating the right way to view these stats, sort these stats. It would require a lot of behind-the-scenes work to get it to an acceptable standard. So at the moment, this is considered sort of a nice-to-have task rather than a priority, which means it's probably not in the cards for now. Although I personally, I think many other people on the team would love to see something like that.
Yeah. All right. Which is another question about, which next. Well, I'm gonna restart that. Joe by Daylight's asking, what map or realm will we rework next? So
Good question.
I don't know if you saw, but on social media we've been showing up some work in progress and also some teasers about the upcoming maps. So keep an eye on social media because we're not ready to announce that.
Oh.
That's all I have to say on that one. All right. Dabby Wow is asking, can we get a teaser for the changes coming to the clown?
Clown.
So the answer is
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. I like it. Oh my god. Alright, let me take this off. Oh. That's it? Okay, so that means to me that he's going to have bottles that do different effects based on the color of the
All
gas.
right. So
Cool.
just to make sure, that it is understood, this was a what? This was a work in progress and can change. But we're gonna let you guys speculate on what that means because basically, we want to see what you think about that.
The yellow bottles are full
So
of
that's
urine.
just a tease, actually, of what's coming. Oh yeah, there it is. You guys are not disappointing in chat today.
Good old chat.
Yep. All right, Freddy96 is asking if we will rework all the offerings. So, Ethan?
No, we're not going to rework all of them, but we will see which offerings people are using the most. Well, we know the blood point offerings are the most common, but we'll look at ones that don't get used that often, and we'll be revisiting the offerings as a set in the future. We know that some of them are underwhelming, and some of the costs are strange, like 3,000 BP to get a 25% bonus to something that can give you at most a couple thousand. It's a little weird. We're aware that that's all kind of strange, and the offering system is going to get a look, but we're not going to rework all of them. Just to be clear.
Noop Dog is asking any plans for a solo queue buff, because I know that this is something we talked about like a while ago, and trying to make sure that the solo survivors would get like a fun time as well. So
Yeah. So what we're not interested at the moment is different game rules for people playing in groups versus people playing solo. So we're talking about more subtle things. One knob that can be used for this is matchmaking, but more specifically, we've had a sort of a design philosophy that anything we can do to reduce the gap, especially in information between groups and solo players, is something that we would like to follow. For example, the way that the Demogorgon shows the aura of the portal that they're working on to other survivors to sort of like invite them to help. That kind of thing is something we try to keep in mind as we design for the game, to try to slightly reduce the gap between group players and solo players.
all right. Snake Sound 222. Will our trophies eventually transfer from PS4 to PS5?
I can take that one. Due to a technical limitation, that doesn't work yet. Now, I can't rule it out. We can't say it will never happen, but at the moment, it's a technical limitation, and we're not able to.
Yeah, and that was also included in the FAQ for the release of PS5.
But at least you get to do Skilled Huntress twice. What a bonus!
Yay!
How could you say something so controversial?
I'm not gonna answer that one.
So brave.
Yeah, I still don't have that freaking nurse one with the 3 blinks.
Oh,
and
It was in
Strep,
my
I
mouth. This
decided
pen.
that-
It was a
that
pen.
I would just.
I
I
was taking
accepted
notes.
my fate.
That's one of my 3 that I don't have. Is that one, Skilled Huntress, and I don't remember the other one.
All right. So, a can of air. Do you have any plans for advanced tutorial for Survivor and Killers?
In fact, we are currently talking about the tutorial internally. So it is kind of tricky. Dead by Daylight's a kind of a simple game on the surface with a lot of complexity in the actual like execution of playing the game. So it is a balancing act between making the tutorial too simple and not teaching people enough, and too complicated, overwhelming people with things they don't need to know when they get started. So I don't think we can say yet whether there'll be like an advanced tutorial, but we are currently talking about the tutorial, and it would be nice to see something like that.
All right.
Huh.
The next question, I will take the
Interesting.
answer for that one, but Mooks is asking, is a community contest for an original killer power possible, like we do for cosmetic contests? So that's unfortunately very unlikely. Or killers start being conceptualized like over a year before the release. We probably would have to untrue suggestions that would fit a killer that we already had planned. And we release 4 killer powers a year, but a ton of outfits. So it's easier for us to kind of like sync it to the outfits. And we don't want to commit to a killer power because the way that we do prototyping and changes alongside the development is that killer powers from the beginning to the end that you see out in release change a lot. And we think that if we pick a fan-created power to build, it's really unlikely that it would come out the same as the original design after going through the whole development cycle. Hello, doggy. And yeah, we don't think this would feel very good for the community member and the contributor. So that's the answer on that. Very unlikely. We don't like to say never, but very unlikely.
It could be kind of like when Mork and Mindy. Mork was from Orc, so it was M with Orc. And when they had a baby, they had a contest to name it. And they just waited for someone to send in Mirth from Earth. And they said, you win. So, we could do that.
That's a pretty old reference. I have to point that out.
Yeah, it's a pretty old reference, I know.
All right. Wisdom Wielder is asking, many new perks are just better versions of old perks. Are you trying to revisit some of these? For example, Oppression versus Pop, Surge versus Overcharge, and Undying versus Thrill of the Hunt.
All right, so I have a prepared answer again because this is something that I might get lost in if I try to just wing it, so I'm not going to wing it. Sorry. The perks mentioned have different triggers and functions, so I don't really agree with the assertion that the new perks are just better versions of the old perks. Oppression makes several gens regress, while Pop adds loss of progression to a damage generator event. So Oppression is saving you the trouble of running around damaging several generators to start them regressing, while Pop is giving you an instant reduction in a single generator's progress where you are. Surge makes several gens in an area lose progress and start regressing, but Overcharge booby traps a single gen for when the survivor hits it. So those, again, are quite separate functions. Undying makes destroyed hex totems shift position, which kind of protects your totem, but Thrill of the Hunt makes it take longer to cleanse any totem. That includes dull totems. So even if you run just Thrill of the Hunt and nothing else, Thrill of the Hunt will protect Noed, for example, while Undying will protect them, but it's not protecting them for a function. It helps you keep them for the vision. So I think really what's going on is we're working at creating perks that are in different spaces. Even though they may seem on the surface to have similar functions, they occupy different niches in both trigger and what kind of function they give you, like Oppression saving travel time as opposed to Pop just giving you a chunk of lost progress. So I'm not sure I agree with that assessment.
All right. Filled Pizza is asking if Larry's The Saloon and Midwich will be graphically reworked, or are we happy with them?
It's a good question.
Yeah, we are not currently planning to update them in the same push as the other maps. I think they're pretty neat.
You too.
Also,
think they're okay.
We're focusing mainly on like very old realms to make sure that we're bringing that to a more up-to-date standard, and that's the main priority for the graphical update at this very moment. Can of Air again, hello. With the release of the twins, will we see more unique killer powers in the future? For example, a killer using an AI.
Well, I mean, I can't say yes or no because we haven't announced what our next killers are yet,
Yeah.
but it's an interesting idea. And AI specifically is tricky because you want to make sure that there's still something for the killer to do. Because like if the AI is doing enough work, then you have less work to do. And the AI has to be strong enough to where the player isn't going to blame the AI when it fails, you know? So that's a tricky one, but it's an interesting idea. And as you know, we like to try new things on occasion. Like the twins was totally new, having two things you can control and switch between them. Yeah, so I think we will see more unique killer powers in the future, but I can't really comment on what those might be at the moment.
Tell us.
I'm seeing I remember when we came out with Huntress, where people were like, it's impossible, it's absolutely impossible to do a range killer in this game. And then, hey, look, Huntress, and now we have a multiple range killer. So it's pretty interesting to see what the future comes. All right, Jotaro, any balance change for Freddy in the future?
Yes, indeed.
Yay.
So we do have
Borrowed
an update
time?
in the works for Freddy.
Borrowed
I
time?
cannot yet tell you what it is. However, as we've released the stats for more than a year now,
He's one of
Freddy
the
has been
strongest.
pretty firmly
He's the
on top.
Killingest killer
enough
of the
that
killers.
it really has gotten our attention. So there is something coming for Freddy. No details yet. Stay tuned.
All right, Wimit, I don't know if I said that right. Can Sofan expect new skins for the pig? So I don't know if I can say expect, since that suggests that there's definitely something coming up. But we did add new outfits for the pig in the past, so it's in the realm of possibilities. That's all I'm gonna answer to this. Just a little
man.
peek is asking, do you have anything planned for Demogorgon? So if you were
As-
not there like 10 minutes ago.
Demo, please.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that we are going to be visiting Demogorgon after we finish the con update. It's not going to be huge. Like I said before, we're happy with the dichotomy between his power being shred and portals. So it's going to be a fine-tuning pass through a lot of numbers in his kit, and we'll do an add-on pass to make sure that those are behaving the way we want. I expect a couple of his add-ons are going to change.
All right. And again, the chat is not disappointing with the demos. All right, Valor is asking, any news on the server-side hit validation? So, just to be fair to us, this question was asked last week. We prepared these answers in advance to make sure that, we can get the information in. But any case.
Yeah. So I mean, if you were following the saga so far, we turned it on and then turned it off. We had an issue mainly concerning the Oni's power. So that is going to be fixed in an upcoming hotfix or bug fix patch. And then we'll be bringing the hit validation back.
That's
so
good.
What happened between the first hit validation test and turning it on yesterday was mostly regarding feedback on the killer side when hit validation kicked in. It could be kind of confusing and misleading if, as a killer, if your hit got corrected by the server. It would look like you would hit them, they wouldn't take damage, so oftentimes you'd be looking on the ground for the person you downed, only to realize that they had just kept running. So we made some changes with the last update so that a missed hit makes it more clear that you missed.
All right. G Hondo is asking, can you do something about Badham map
Yes,
break?
that's a bug.
It turns
What
out
are you saying? That
That's a bug. We're all getting sent to
ended up
Badham,
on
or we were at
Badham
least
a lot lately?
getting sent to Badham
I didn't
more
see
than
that.
we were supposed to.
I gotta say, I was wondering the same thing. Like, what is going on? Someone
I
says,
do
Badham
enjoy
comes
this
up a lot."
Q&A. I got a lot of information. I wrote a lot of
I'm
notes.
like,
Source
how
is
is
right.
it that I got like 50% of my game on this map today?
We have a system that can have maps come up more often than others. And we tend to do this with new maps so that people get to play the new map. And the rate for Badham was accidentally increased. So if you felt like you were getting a lot of Badham games, it was not your imagination that was happening. I believe it's been fixed, or it will ship with the next backend update. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just after the Bloodlust test, it got
okay.
It got
so
fixed.
you shouldn't be
fixed
getting
already?
Badham every time anymore, unless you're just lucky.
So, or yeah, lucky or unlucky, whatever side you want to be on that one. But yeah, we all felt it.
Yeah, they can't hear me, just to prove.
So,
Ethan,
you
why
were
does
not
your hair
crazy.
look like
You were
that?
getting
See,
the
they
hammer
can't
a
hear
lot.
me.
Jotaro is asking, can we get cross progression between different platforms? So this is a question we did answer a bunch before when we released cross progression, but I think it's worth repeating. We would like to have cross progression between all platforms, but it's really something that we have to work on a per platform basis, and we're going to keep trying to make it happen. But it's not just our call to make, and we don't want to get your hopes up before anything is set in stone. So far, we can only confirm cross progression between Steam and Stadia, with Switch being on the way. So that's the only thing we can say for this. BM33. Will console ever be involved in more testing?
Good question, too.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is unlikely. The PTB, we have a lot of leeway because we're hosting this on Steam. Including consoles in the loop would really slow the process down and shorten the amount of time that we have to fix issues between PTB and live. These are crucial weeks, and that's why we use Steam. It's faster for turnaround. Consoles are still included in any live testing that we do, such as the Bloodlust experiment that we did a couple of weekends ago. And sometimes we can even test things exclusively on a certain platform or region, like the MMR system, for example. So to wrap that up, that's probably no on PTB, but yes on other kinds of live testing.
Yeah, there was also questions when we did the Bloodlust test about, like, why did we not do that on PTB only? Well, the answer is we wanted the feedback from everyone and the data from everyone, and not just Steam players.
Yeah, it might be worth to point out for people who aren't really sure why a PTB happens if an issue that is found in PTB is found in live. It is worth pointing out that it's better to have the fixes the 3 weeks earlier than not, at the very least. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it than that, but that's where I like to start that particular discussion.
Sweet Terror, will there be an update that fixes the UI on Xbox Series X and PS5?
Sorry, I think we got a little bit out of sequence on what we were going to talk about.
Maybe I skipped a question. Sorry.
It's all good. I'll answer that question. The answer is yes. There is a fix coming for the UI problem on Xbox Series X and PS5.
Okay, I skipped the mouse and keyboard. I am sorry. Zombie, are mouse and keyboard compatibility coming to Xbox and PlayStation?
We do get asked this a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not planned at the moment. It is more work than you might think, given the way the game works on consoles. So
that's fair.
I mean, I can't rule it out, but at the moment we don't have any plans to do that.
That's fair. I guess it's not just as simple as
from Twitter
plugging in
is asking,
peripherals.
will all the graphic updates, the map making the game look much better? Is there any chance of us seeing colorblind settings added in the near future? So for 2021, we're reviewing a lot of settings option and evaluating additional setting features, but we aren't ready right now. We're not close enough to an actual plan to commit on any specific feature. But know that we're reevaluating setting options and setting features. And for this question, Paladin Goo, can
That's
we
a pretty
disable
common
exhaustion
question.
perks for a weekend to see how necessary they are in their current form, much like the Bloodlust experiment?
Who is taking that question?
Oh,
Anyone?
did I skip one again? No, I
Nope.
think that was you. Sorry.
Okay.
Wait for it.
No. Okay. So
Who's taking this
No.
question?
with the exhaustion perks, we wouldn't have to disable exhaustion to test it, because we can quite easily go into our data and cull a whole bunch of games that don't have exhaustion perks in them and see what the difference is. And if you see a huge escape rate with exhaustion perks relative to non-exhaustion perks, then you know you have a balance problem. We haven't seen anything that looks like this at the moment, but if we did want to do a deeper analysis on it, we would not have to do a full experiment on it.
McLean got
We're gonna
groceries.
try head on from my cold dead hens. Also, I can guarantee you it doesn't help me to escape. I mostly get tunneled after it. Anyways, on that.
Tumper, that's great that you
Luminous
keep
is asking,
putting your question in, but they
y'all
can't
got
see it.
more of those
You can go to their
stats.
channel, they still won't read it
So we
because
actually,
they selected these questions ahead of time. But knock yourself out.
thems are stats.
What?
We actually have those stats.
51% of the players are teabagging.
Those
Shame
sure
on
are some
all of
stats.
you.
We
Whoa.
see you.
Only 26%? I'm surprised it's that low.
It's also worth noting that like teabagging is also a way that survivors say thank you to each other, or
Yeah.
communicate with friends.
How did they detect a
Heal
Heal me.
teabag?
I'm going to work on this generator. No, heal me. No, I'm working on this
Oh, a
generator.
teabag consists of 5 crouches?
Still,
That
shame on you
if
you're
you crouch
being
5
toxic.
times in a row,
It's those mobile
then it picks it
players
up
who
as
are
a
bringing down the
teabag?
teabagging stats.
What?
We need a dedicated teabag button on mobile.
Interestingly, though, we have seen that the numbers of teabag per match decreases in red rank. So maybe people are actually too busy trying to escape with their life. So, yes, we had stats. You're welcome. All right.
We could do better, people.
The King Twitch
Always
on
be
Twitter is
teabagging.
asking, is there any update on key and or Mori changes?
Hey, I know that
and
guy.
is there an ETA you're able to get?
I hadn't heard of that guy. Anybody out there heard of this guy before?
You are muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
I did the old thing. Sorry. The answer to the first question is yes. The answer to the second question is no.
So first question
Wow.
was update on key and or Mori. Yes. Second question was ETA. No. So
All right, all right.
we.
Team Warren change is coming.
All right.
Good.
So,
Good job,
Fleshdown is
King.
asking on Twitter, when will we see a LGBTQ+ character in Dead by Daylight? So, we have addressed this in interviews lately. It's still coming. We're committed to this. For us, representation is very important. And when we do add a LGBTQ+ character in the game, we want to be careful that we are doing it right. We don't want to create characters that are tokens. We don't want to be just flashing that like that. For us, it should be fully fledged out character that are not defined solely by their sexuality or gender. So, also a note from our creative director, this will always take place in the past. There was no time for romance or sexuality in the entity's realm. All right, so that was our answer for this. All right, Sour Melon Soda on Twitter is asking, will we get Dwight in a maid dress? Why am I... Ethan, you're tagged for this one.
I'm
not
tagged for this
taking
one. We take the questions to get my stuff voted. So will we get Dwight in a maid dress? I don't know. I couldn't commit one way or the other on that.
Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
If you had the choice, if the choice was only yours, Ethan.
No.
He's
If
like,
it were just
no,
up
I'm
to
not
me,
answering that.
I am not on the product team. So even if I said no and they wanted to do it, it would still happen.
Yep. Same for me. Same for McLean here. Okay, so multiple people were asking if there were plans to adjust the emblems, because Killer's a bit harder to rank up at the moment.
Yeah, so in the long term, there is a plan to adjust emblems. It's worth mentioning that a switch over to MMR for matchmaking would probably necessitate changes to emblems in the long term. In the short term, it's worth mentioning that there was an issue identified with the Devout emblem, possibly specific to the twins. This came up a lot for players who were attempting to get the Add Up to Twins achievement. Know that it's not you. There is an issue that is sometimes causing that emblem to not report enough survivor hooked points, and we are on that one.
It's funny because on the opposite for me, I find it a little harder on Survivor to rank up than Killer, but that's just a personal.
Oh, it's the same for me. I rank up bots faster on Killer, but it's going to be different for everybody depending on their play styles.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, Genzo from Japan is asking, have you considered making AFK Crow appear above Survivor who don't work on Generator for X amount of time to prevent them from taking the game hostage?
This is a detailed game design question, and so I'm going to try to answer it in detail. In principle, it would be nice to prevent hostage games in any way possible, because that always sucks to get in a game where it's being held hostage. But how much time is it okay to not work on a generator? Is it 10 seconds? Is it a minute? Is it 2 minutes? I mean, I've been in a few games where I didn't touch a gen for, I don't know, 5 minutes, but I was still active. I was doing totems, I was rescuing people, I was healing people, and we weren't not doing generators just to hold the game hostage. It's that the killer was applying a lot of pressure, but was having trouble killing us. So this system could potentially be abused if we were to do this. Like if you tap a generator, does that reset the timer? So you could just tap a generator every 5 minutes and then not be considered holding it hostage. Let's say that doesn't work. So you've picked up some crows because you haven't been repairing for 5 minutes. How long do you have to repair to get rid of those crows? Is it 30 seconds? Is it 10 seconds? Does this present killers with a new way to find survivors? Keep them off the gens until they get their no repair crows, and now you can find them because of the crows? It's not that it's necessarily an incorrect feature. It's that it's not as simple as if you don't repair for this much time, you get crows. It's a way deeper and more complicated question than that. And so if we were to implement such a feature, all of these design questions would have to be asked. And so the short answer is no, we wouldn't do that, but not because we don't want games held hostage, but because approaching hostage holding from that angle leads to more questions than it solves, and then it probably wouldn't be a good feature. So if we wanted to reduce hostage holding, we would probably approach it from a different direction.
Casey is asking, what was the most challenging part in the design of the twins' power?
So I did not work on the twins myself, but our designer did leave me a nice message here to pass along, which is that the twins have a very unique power which allows them to be in 2 places at once, which creates a lot of problems that other killers don't have. For example, a killer isn't wide enough to block the basement stairs, but the twins could stand next to each other to block the way. Or to give another example, normally a killer cannot completely block the unhook prompt because you can unhook from any angle, but the twins can split up and block the entire prompt. From the beginning, a lot of work went into making sure that the power couldn't be abused in situations like that.
Hey, Elvine, they can't hear you. This is not their stream. Watch.
I'm gonna
Optimize your game.
Our news and announcement.
Oh, sorry, this way.
Earlier.
Optimize your game. See, it doesn't work. They can't hear me. They can't hear you. We're just like literally watching it like we're watching a movie.
Chapter 18 has been out since December 1st this week. We got the twin and Elodie added to the game, and let's readdress the elephant in the room, please.
I think they heard that. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, so like we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there were probably a higher than normal number of issues with the content in the last patch. The fixes are coming. We have follow-up patches planned for this. I noticed a lot of people in the in the chat were mentioning bugs which were not in our original known issues list in the patch notes, such as the issues with the Legion's power and Leatherbase's power. We're aware of these.
Oh, I didn't know there was an issue with
those patches out
Legion's
to you
power. I did have a Leatherface that got stuck with the chainsaw
So we're doing
running.
our best to get that up to speed. And again, for thanking you for sticking up with us.
Legion
while
doesn't
we're
have chase
fixing this
music?
issue, you can log in game, and you will have an extra number of blood points on top of the normal advent calendar stuff.
Legion doesn't go faster in Frenzy anymore?
And that's pretty much it. I think that we have covered the hit validation going on and off again this week. It will be turned back on next week when a fix is pushed to the live game. And finally, advent calendar, just remember to log in every day during the month of December and even a little bit after for surprises, charm, sweater, currency, more. Awesome. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Ethan and McLean, for answering questions. Thank you to chat for spamming that demo. I saw it.
That was great.
That was great. Thank you for all the good questions. And we are rating Spooky Loops. Oh, we are not. We're not. I just heard. We're not. Are we rating anyone? Okay, so we're not rating anyone. All right.
We're not rating anyone. Hey, Greasesome. Thank you for being here.
Us, and we will
what you trying to say, Ghost Matrix? What you got to say? Go ahead. Polly, get free stuff from the devs, so wink. What are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to say? Put it out there. Hit me up with it. I want to know. Let me know. Hey, man, you got any more of them codes? All right. We can end that. Okay. Let's go over some of these notes here. Make this big. Whee. All right, I'm gonna go through some notes. I've got more questions than the ones they answered. Yeah, I mean, you never know what you're gonna get with one of these Q&A streams, right? If it's gonna be a yes, but we can't say when, or very vague answers, you just never really know. So some people are like, man, they're not answering. I see people in the chat, they're not answering the questions the community wants answered. They're picking a list. Well, of course, they're picking a list, right? It's not like taking questions from the audience. They had put this up on Twitter saying, ask us what you want, and then anybody who sees the list of questions like the things that you want to see answered the most. And then that's where they got their questions from. So, did they say if the behavior account bug with friends is going to be fixed? Mine's fixed. Mine was fixed. I can get friends on crossplay now. I don't know of an existing problem with that. All right, let's go over this here. So first thing they led with is they realized that this chapter came with more bugs than normal. And while they didn't flat out say the words "we apologize," this is obviously an apology. They said this is a thank you for you guys sticking with us through this problematic chapter, and that if you turn on your game, you should now get a 300k blood point reward for logging in, meaning turn the game on. I don't think that it's necessary for you to do it today. I think that it'll be waiting there for you the next time that you log in. It's not just a today only thank you. So there's that. Again, so that's why some people are getting 310,000 blood points, because they're getting their daily login from the advent calendar for 10k plus this additional 300k. All right, so they talked about different things. Are they going to rework Decisive Strike? They're looking at it. I think for me, the most annoying thing is people going into a locker and forcing the Decisive Strike. That's probably the thing that's most annoying for killers. If they could eliminate that, then maybe Decisive would be in a really good spot. I don't think it's in a terrible spot. Just people going in the locker to force the Decisive or make you leave them is kind of annoying in my mind. All right, so they said the clown is going to be the next killer that they're going to change, and they showed us that clip of work in progress where we saw the clown throwing bottles with different colored gas. We saw the typical purple gas, and then we saw yellow gas. So I'm assuming there are going to be different effects coming with this. The bottles are going to do different things. Interesting, I made the joke that the yellow gas bottles were full of urine. The original concept for the clown was that his gas bottles were going to be made from his own urine, so we might be going back to that. I still like Boomer's idea of creating a secondary ability. Like, you know how the Doctor has the shock therapy and the static blast? So Boomer came up with this idea for the clown to have a secondary ability. I mean, it's going to be gross. We're already talking about, you know, this killer that basically had this concept of putting his urine in jars and throwing it at people. So Boomer's idea for the secondary ability was called Clear the Room, where the clown would like lift one leg and let a fart rip, and anybody within the range of the fart would go, ah, and they'd reveal their location. I think that's actually an incredible idea. I would love that. I would love that. Clear the room and lets one rip, and all the survivors like, oh my god! Ah! Anyway, that's nasty. Yeah, I know, but it's funny. Okay, so then they said that the Huntress is going to be the next killer that's going to get a pass-through on her add-ons. Hopefully they're going to address the iridescent head hatchets, because most people don't like that. They kind of feel like when the killer brings that, they're kind of scummy. So they're going to do a pass-through. She only has one iridescent. Every killer should have two iridescents. Going to do a pass-through on all the Huntress add-ons. That's something they have in mind. And then the next killer they're looking at after that to change is Demogorgon. And I think he needs it. I think he's a pretty weak character. You see a lot of people almost always run save the best for last with Demogorgon because it seems necessary. And then they talked about another killer that they would do would be the Blight would come up. And they're working on his POV, raising it up, making it so he can see a little higher. He sits really low. It's hard for him to see over some loops. So that's something they're working on, which is good. And they talked about changing the Wraith. And they didn't say exactly what, but McLean used the words true invisibility, which would mean that there would be no shimmer or warning that you couldn't pick up that the Wraith is approaching. With that true invisibility, that makes him much stronger character, if you ask me. And they also talked about Freddy was the other character that they mentioned that they are addressing changing. Freddy is a very, very strong killer. For me, the most annoying thing about facing a Freddy is that he can completely sidestep borrowed time, because all he has to do is hang around the hook, and if any awake person comes in to do a save, once he hits them, then they're asleep. And as you know, anybody who is asleep cannot get a borrowed time save against Freddy. So it requires multiple people coming in awake to get a borrowed time save off hook. So it makes him very, very strong at protecting people who are hooked. They mentioned that there were some... Okay, they said, are they going to do any changes to custom matches? They said they have some ideas percolating, but they have to decide whether it is worth using the resource management at hand to make those changes. But it would be pretty interesting if we could do custom matches with, you know, you have to do all 7 gens or something like that. FPS drop, they talked about how status effects and searching a chest, I had no idea that was a thing, that if you searched a chest on some platforms, it would make your FPS drop. I did not know that. So they're working on those specific things that are making FPS drops when brand new status effects appear on your screen or when people are searching a chest. They talked about addressing the combination of Undying and Ruin. I will tell you that in the tournament scene, I would say 80 to 90% of the people use Undying and Ruin. So I don't know. They said they see it creeping up. I think maybe even some people are watching the tournament and seeing how strong it is and adopting it. So I don't know if I do think that Undying needs to be changed in some way. I think it's a very, very strong perk. You get information all the way across the map that somebody's touching your totem. And then when they wander even too close to the bones, then you can just see them through the wall. It's so strong on mind gaming back and forth through walls. If you catch somebody who's on your totem and then they start to loop you, you can see them right through the wall. There is no mind gaming. They're just a goner. It's very, very strong. I don't know exactly what they should do with that perk, but it's very strong. And then they announced that this this entity's little helper code, if you enter this on the game, well, we should do that live, right? Entity's little helper will get you a free charm, and you just have to enter this by the end of the month. Probably good till January 3rd, I'd imagine. Okay, and they said they were looking at ways to make the Rift easier. I really, really think that we could use an XP offering in the core gameplay. They have it on mobile. An XP offering would help you get Rift fragments faster. So then you'd be using your blood points to help you get through the Rift faster, and it would be a new offering. I really, really think they should consider an XP offering, but I don't get to make the decisions. Blight POV change, they talked about that, about how they've had so much work to do on animations, because they had to animate, you know, Victor, and then working on the Blight and all that too. Map RNG, getting rid of dead zones without pallets. So they talked about how they did a pass through on the Badham maps. That was Matt Walker. He went through with the fine-tooth comb all of the iterations of Badham and cleaning up those tiles and making sure it had proper spawn. So they're probably going to put him on that for the other maps that have these dead zones. Will we have a new map? Soon, they said. I don't know what that means. Soon? Does soon mean the next chapter? I sure hope so. Would they really go 3 chapters in a row without introducing a new map? I wouldn't, but I wouldn't say that it's impossible. It made me very interested when they said soon on that. I really would like to see a new map, yeah. So, Victor's animation, they talked about how they are working on his animation to pounce on the lockers, but no timetable for that. I was hoping they would at least say this year, next year. I don't know, but what was this? Buffing the solo queue. And they talked, so for the example that they talked about buffing the solo queue is shared information such as seeing other survivors when they're on cleansing a Demogorgon portal. The aura, shared auras. At one point, they had considered making Kindred standard for everyone, but that's going back a couple of years. They never did it, so no idea what they're talking about with these shared auras to help solo players. But I do think there are some things that they could do. I would even like, so if you've noticed any of the tournament play that we've done, best of the best, and then the tournaments I've done with Boomer, we've always had like this hook count at the bottom so that you can see how many times each person has been hooked. I think that would be good information for survivors. I was playing with John yesterday, and he couldn't even remember if he was on Death Hook, and I couldn't remember if he was on Death Hook. So I opened the door. I was pretty sure he was dead. I'm like, "You're dead, right?" And he said, "I don't remember." And I said, "I'm pretty sure you're dead." He goes, I'm not sure." So I stuck around. Sure enough, he was dead, and the killer had Blood Warden. And then I died. So I was like, thank you. So I think it would be interesting if we had some information about how many times survivors had been hooked, or how many hook states they had gone through about the other people in the game. I think that would be good information. But, you know, I asked people on Twitter, and some people said that they hated that idea. Part of it, it was too much information. Part of the, you know, either keep track of it yourself or part of the guesswork of the game. Not have that information. I don't know. everybody feels different. But what if you could turn it on and off? What if it was an optional setting that you could say, I want to see people's hook states as survivor, or I don't? That'd be interesting. Anyway. Clown gas bottles. Let's see. Okay, so they talked about changing the tutorial in some way. So now I don't know if you know this, but on mobile, you can choose to go into games in a practice mode against bots. So this helps you like learn killers against bots or play against killers against bots in a solo experience on mobile. So the data miners have suggested to me that bots are coming to the core game. Perhaps bots aren't coming to the core game, but perhaps bots are going to be part of this tutorial, that you can go into a practice mode against bots. Maybe there aren't going to be bots in the live game, but part of the tutorial would be like, I really need to learn how to juke a nurse, so I'm going to go up against a nurse bot in the tutorial. That'd be an interesting idea. I think that has some merit. That might be what it is, because they didn't really want to say too much about what they called advanced tutorials, but that could be a thing. I saw some people in the chat saying, you know, I wish they would take some time off for chapter health. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue the point. Like, we have a list of bugs, the likes of which I can't remember seeing this many. There's a lot of bugs going on right now. But, you know, like they said, they're working on a chapter a year in advance. So there's people who are working on deadlines. And I don't believe that the design people are the same necessarily as the bug fixers. So I don't know if we'll ever get to that point where they would drop everything and just decide, okay, we're going to take some time off and do bugs. I guess they did do that at some point, like before the clown release, because there was a time gap between Amanda Young, the pig, and the clown, where they did some health pass through. I don't know if we'll ever get there again. I kind of feel like they want to maintain schedule. What means entities, little helper? I'll show you here. We'll go into the game after we finish all this. Map reworks. They were asked what maps would be reworked next, and they said, just keep watching our socials. So it's like, okay, that's not an answer. You'll find out eventually. And they did say that they aren't really interested in updating the visuals of Midwich, the Dead Dog Saloon, or Larry's, because they feel like those are already next level graphics and they're good where they are, which I agree. They were asked about whether we would get new skins for the pig. Now, my hope is that what we will get are some legendary skins for the Saw chapter, in which you can convert the pig into different people from the Saw chapter. Detective Eric Matthews, and what's the other fellow's name? His name escapes me right now. Saw Detective Hoffman. Mark Hoffman. Yeah, I would like to see a Mark Hoffman or even a John Kramer version of the Saw characters. Think that would be great. I'd love to see that. I hope they can do that. Freddy, by the way, is on the Switch, as we all know. Hoffman or Gordon, even too. Yep. Those would be great legendaries, I think. Freddy, we know, is on the Switch, which means they have come to a new legal agreement with the people who own Freddy. Remember, the Freddy ownership is split now between two different parties in the United States. So if they got Freddy on Switch, that means that they have come to an agreement with the family who owns the rights to Freddy right now. Wes Craven's estate owns the rights in the United States, so that means Wes Craven's estate is on board with Dead by Daylight right now. So you might eventually see the permissions given for a Robert Englund skin. I think we all want that. And perhaps even changing Quentin Quentin's face for a rework. I think that's a very, very, very good sign that they have Freddy on Switch and Windows Store and Stadia now, right? So what's happening to Freddy? They just said that they have changes, that they have noted that he is one of the most lethal killers in the game, and they plan on probably nerfing him. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. He's probably going to get nerfed. All right, they addressed the question of whether or not we could see PTBs on console, and they said that this would slow down the process. And hey, I do think that it would be great to have input from consoles. I even made a tweet pushing for it, but I have since come to understand that it requires Microsoft and Sony to get involved if they do that, and they have more autonomy doing it with Steam. And you've seen the deadlines that they're trying to hit here, right? And sometimes things get pushed through when they aren't done. There's, you know, animations that they weren't expecting to have to make to put into this Twins chapter, and they aren't ready for a release. Well, if they had included the consoles into the PTB on that, it would be an even shorter window to make changes. So that's why, just because they're able, you know, they're the last second coding, okay, PTB's tomorrow, boom, here it is. You know what I mean? So if they have to get everything ready before Sony and Microsoft say, okay, bring the PTB on, then that's less window that they have to work on the chapter up until just PTB release. So I understand why console isn't included in PTB because of that time constraint. I really wish that the PTB could be enjoyed by the console players too. I also wish that there was some kind of a reward for playing in the PTB, because it would encourage more people to test it, and then more bugs would get discovered and wouldn't make it in the live build. That's my opinion. I just think that many people hang around on the PTB, especially when it's a mid-chapter patch. They don't hang around very long at all. When there's new killer content, then yes, they hang around a little bit longer. But most people just play PTB for a day or two, and then they leave, and they don't do that thorough deep dive into a PTB release. And some of these bugs don't get uncovered because people don't play it enough, and then they make it in the live build. So I think like some kind of a reward incentive for playing the PTB would help you have more people play it and uncover more problems. But that's just my personal opinion. We're getting to the end of the list here now. Colorblind settings. So this is something that I've seen asked quite a little bit. Colorblind settings. I know that they're necessary. One of the best killers that we have in our tournaments goes by the name of Card Clasher, and he's actually colorblind, and he uses something on NVIDIA, some kind of a change on his graphics card because he's colorblind. And people have asked for a colorblind change in the game. And while I know that there are people who need it and they have asked for it, what I've always heard from the company is that they want to have some caution in doing a colorblind setting, and that they want to do it the right way. And what I mean by the right way is that they want to make sure that they release a colorblind setting that appropriately helps the people who need it and are colorblind, but they don't want to unintentionally create something that favors the typically sighted people more, to the point where someone who doesn't need it, me for example, I'm not colorblind, that I would go, hey, I can see scratch marks so much better, or blood so much better if I put colorblind settings on, and then I'm exploiting the colorblind settings to give myself, a typically sighted person, an advantage. And that's the thing that they want to try and avoid. So that's why colorblind settings have taken so long, because they can't really, I guess they haven't been able to figure out a way to do that. So that, because that would be their worst fear, is that every killer maid is out there running colorblind settings to find survivors easier. And that wouldn't be fair for everybody, right? So that's the deal with that. They confirmed that Key and Mori changes are coming to the game. That was my good friend the King's question. but they did not say when. And then they talked about when would they release an LGBTQ plus character. I wasn't entirely sure if that person didn't already exist in Dead by Daylight. So it sounds like maybe it's going to be a new character to come, not somebody that they released. And they said they want to be respectful to the people in that demographic and not have a stereotype or a token. They want to do it right. And I've even seen some people here in the chat here talk about that they're going to, when they're killer, they're going to tunnel the LGBT character. And I'm like, wow, that's a hot take. I just don't know. I just don't know about you. I don't get it. So, I mean, hey, I believe that will happen. I remember when I first started playing Dead by Daylight, I was in a lobby with a Meg and 2 Claudettes, and the Meg told me in post-game chat that she had no intention of saving the African-American characters in the game. And I was like, huh. But, you know, people are going to do what they do, and I can't remember how it transpired exactly, but before the release of this chapter, I was in a Discord and I had put up some meme, some GIF. I don't even remember what it was. But it had something about someone in drag or something. I don't remember what the context of it was, but the whole Discord freaked out and they thought that I knew something and that I was implying that the next survivor who was coming to Dead by Daylight was going to be in drag. And then people were freaking out about it. And I'm like, well, why do you care? I don't understand. Like, I don't know. It just puzzles me. I don't know. Like, I was raised to believe that everybody deserves respect. So that's the way I was raised. And people should have freedom to live their life in the way that they choose, whether it's dress and drag or, you know, other people of different sexualities should be respected. It has nothing to do with me. So I don't get it. So, but I know there's going to be people who just are going to hate on certain characters for reasons. I mean, we had people who were like, they were saying they were going to tunnel out Lisa's because she cost $15. Like, it was crazy. Can I use this code tomorrow? Yeah, that code's going to be good until the end of December. Here, let me go ahead and log in. See this. Yeah, I completely agree that representation matters. And I do think that it is a demographic that should have some representation. I don't see why anyone would believe that they don't deserve representation. And I think that anybody who is going to hate on a demographic just because of their race, sexuality, religion, they need to give their head a shake. Like, we're all on this planet together, just trying to live our best life. And the hate for is just for no reason. It doesn't make any sense to me. But all I can do is control me. So people are going to act how they're going to act. All right, so we're going to log in here. Why do you have to drag sexuality into anything? Okay. So let's address that point. So there are stories in the lore about Felix and his girlfriend, David and his girlfriend. Is that not sexuality? Is that not sexuality? Let me ask you. So the Wraith and the nurse are a canon relationship in Dead by Daylight. Is that not sexuality? Or is it just not? Is it that's the sexuality that you aspire to, right? So a different sexuality, well, that doesn't count because that's different. Is that what you're saying? Dee. I'm David's girlfriend, so There's no time for romance in the Entity's realm. Yes, but their lore does tell stories of that. Yeah, we're gonna do some codes. All right, here we go. Your account. Let me move this Stanley's little helper, or Entity's little helper thing. Your account has been awarded 310,000 blood points. Again, the 10,000 blood points is the daily advent calendar amount that I was going to get anyway. I got 250 Oryx cells too? What? That could be a refund for a problem where some of the 30% discounts weren't being applied properly. And let me turn this game down. It's got to be loud for y'all. So the 10,000 is the advent calendar amount. The 300,000 is the thank you for sticking with us through these bugs amount. Yeah, there was a problem with some of the Black Friday 30% discounts. So maybe they figured, and I was testing it for them when it was reported. I did a couple purchases to test it. I said, yeah, they're right, it is bugged. So maybe they refunded me on that amount. Okay, so this Entity's little helper, you go into the store here, and then we're going to click on redeem code, and we're going to type this in, Entity's little helper. And okay, oh, David has a girlfriend. David could be bi. I'm just going to put that out there for anybody who's like, no, David's straight because it said he has a girlfriend in the lore. David could be bi. Anyway. Here we go. Redeem. Winter reindeer. Let's go see that. So that's your Entity's little helper code there. We can get rid of that now, right? Ooh, it went upside down. Entity's little helper. Whee! Let's see what it looks like. Is it a killer and survivor charm? I didn't notice. Play as survivor. Anybody see a cute little reindeer? There it is. The winter reindeer. The fact that this ornament hasn't been slashed, bludgeoned, or vomited on is a holiday miracle. It does look pretty cute. Oh, it's such a cute little Entity's little helper. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Da, 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 da. This is interesting. A reindeer without a name. It's the Entity's little helper. Wouldn't that be cool if these lights flash in game? All right, there we go. What else? What else do we want to do? There's my 300,000. Is there anything else? Oh, in game. So if you haven't done it yet, you should go in here and type in the code Naughty Stocking, NAUGHTY stocking, all one word. That'll give you the stocking full of weapons for the killers. And then to get Zarina's sweater starting tomorrow in about 20 hours, you'll type in snap snap here, and that'll give you Zarina's ugly sweater, but it's not valid yet. You gotta wait 20 hours for that. So what else do you want to see? You want to see the naughty stocking? Codes for today. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do codes for today. So you might want to come over to Twitch because we're going to give away a couple of Binding of Kin chapters. Come over to my Twitch. I'll start to get that ready. And then we'll give away this fruitcake charm too. The fruitcake full of razor blades and worms and needles and flies. Yum yum. Where's my stocking? I've been a good killer boy. Where's my stocking, Santa? Look, there it is. Killer stocking. On Twitch only. Yeah, you gotta come to Twitch. The program I'm gonna use only detects entries on Twitch. I wish this was a little more 3D, but it's still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. All right, that's all we need to do in game, really, right? Oh, so what I am gonna give out this fruitcake charm. You're gonna use this redeem code for that too. It's gonna be a really long code, and yes, you're gonna have to type in the dashes. All right. So let's get out of here, and I'm gonna prepare the giveaway. So come over to Twitch, because that's the only way you can enter. I'll give you the link, so you can come on down. There it is, and we're gonna get the giveaway ready. Give away a couple of the chapters, and then we'll give away, what time is it? 3:30. We'll give away some of these fruitcake codes. Do, 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 do. Thanks everybody for the follows. I had all of the alerts turned off, by the way, so thanks to anybody who subbed and donated. I'll look after it here in a bit, but I appreciate all of you. Giveaway. All right, I'm gonna log in on this, log in on Twitch. And I'm gonna turn these off. Everybody got those? Turn on the giveaway. Oop. You are gonna need to be present on the Twitch chat to receive this. I didn't start it yet, everybody. Just wait, I didn't start it yet. There we go. Wins. All right, let me get my my list of codes here ready to give out. We're gonna pick 2 winners on this. And in the meantime, what can we do here? We can say thank you to all of these people. We could turn this back on. We could say thank you. Gosh, this is a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What annoys me is the Unbreakable and DS build, where you're damned if you pick them up and you're damned if you leave them down. The small peepee build. That's true. That's true too. That's a good point. Thank you for the $5 super chat. That's a good point. I like playing video games all day. We're giving away the Twins chapter. That's a lot of entries. Look at all that. It says 1 winner is going to be picked, but that's not true. Right? Pick 2. Paulie got rated by trolls. That's okay. Not going to bother me. Who cares? Thank you for increasing my viewer count. They'll get bored. How do you know I'm white? Maybe I'm not white. You don't know. How do you know? Maybe I just present as white to you. You don't know my ethnicity. I'm actually Filipino. Surprise. Surprise. Cebu City represent. Much love from Amsterdam. Right back at you. That's not how you spell Filipino, but that's a good attempt. Thank you, Luigi. Lover. Stop hiding your culture, man. I wish my grandpa was right here to make me a plate of adobo. I haven't had adobo since he was alive. It's so good. Cebu City. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about because you don't know how to spell Cebu. I thought Polly's Canadian. Well, you mean you can have an ethnicity and a nationality, right? Cheers from Belgium. Cheers back at you, Belgium. Let me move. Giveaway thing. Why is the giveaway superseding? Okay. Come down, giveaway. Don't you be blocking Incent. People want that Incent code. People want their free cryptocurrency. Hey, all the trolls. All the trolls, make sure you download the Incent app and zap that QR code, and you're going to get free money. My friend is from Cebu. I was going to visit sometime this year, but the pandemic happened. You want to hear something crazy, Debo Forever? One of my wife's employees, they went to Sri Lanka right before the pandemic, like in March, and they haven't been able to come back. And her daughters are here in Canada, have not been able to come back since March, away from her family. It's crazy. How do you get the 300,000 blood points? All you have to do is turn on your game. Do you know if the golden toolbox still exists? They seem to be disappearing. You gotta come over to Twitch to enter. Come over to Twitch to enter. Type in twins. The program I'm using does not like YouTube. How do I turn on the game? Wow. You know, we're getting into some really technical questions here. What's up with the DS rework? I mean, there isn't one right now. Basically, they said they're looking at it, considering it, reevaluating. They know it's a contentious perk. Some people have strong opinions about it. Why are they giving us 300k blood points? It's like a thank you bonus. It's a nod to the people who are sticking with the game, even though the most recent chapter has been more significantly buggy than others in recent memory. What is Dead by Daylight? All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to say thank you to Slender Tez for the Prime sub. Get down here. You're blocking everything. Giveaway. Do this one. Thank you for your Prime sub. Everybody who has an Amazon Prime in their household gets one free Twitch Prime subscription per month. And you gave it to me, Slender Tez. Thank you so much. Tense of Sneeze coming in with the 2 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ruby Slips coming in with 11 months. GG Life T's using that Prime sub. Sonic Guy 14 using the Prime sub. Thank you both. Karen White Tiger. Karen White Tiger, is that right? Thank you for the Prime sub. Prime sub's going crazy all of a sudden. How do you stream to Twitch and YouTube? You use a special service? Yeah, there's a service called Restream. It allows you to stream to up to 30 platforms at once. I mean, the chat might be a little hard to handle, but you could, in theory, stream to 30 platforms at once using the Restream service. Hey, Polly, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Gaming. Dark Silence gifting the 2 subs. I went out with my family this morning, had a good time. My wife is off today, so got to spend some extra time with them. That's always nice. Lunatic coming in with that Prime sub. Dark Silence gifting the tier 1 subs of Director Chronic and Folder. I thought it said Folder. Folder. I don't know how to pronounce that. Too Haiku, thank you for the 100 biddies. Look at all these subs. Choo choo. Man, y'all are too kind. This is crazy. Where did you find that sound bit saying yes to the Zester of Polyester? It's actually a song about the material polyester. Archangel gifting a sub to Blood Recon, Irish Hellcat. Oh, Irish Hellcat! I mailed your mail today. Anybody who was expecting mail from me, it was 4 things went out in the mail. Irish Hellcat, yours was one of them. That was part of our errands that I did with my wife and son when we went out today. She mailed all of our Christmas cards, and I mailed off my my viewer mail. So that's on the way. It should take a week, maybe a little bit more to get to you, Irish Hellcat. So expect that soon. Let's see here. So where did we leave off? Ruby Slips for 11 months. Thank you so much. I am having a good day. I'm having a really good day, honestly. I enjoyed, I don't know, I enjoyed that Q&A. I felt like not Queen petting the cat was like me petting the cat, and it reduced my anxiety. It was like a therapy cat watching her pet her cat. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. I was like, wow. I'm actually being soothed watching her pet her cat. I don't know how that was the weirdest thing. Thank you for the biddies. Love right back to you there in Germany. Thank you for the biddies. Nutcat, thank you for that Prime sub. Where are we at here? Roosevelt, thank you for the Prime. Did that one play? Almost 400 entries. Visual Cat ASMR. JRM, hello son, thank you for the 7 months. And Bad Wolf Bay, thank you for the 5 months. Can we get a slice of that fruitcake? We're gonna try. Bad Wolf Bay, thanks for the 5 months. Natosaurus, thank you for the 4 months. Not Queen should be named the leader of the Pebble Squad. Are you gonna play DBD tonight? Thursdays are my nights off, so this is like a bonus stream. I don't normally stream at all on Thursdays. I usually spend Thursdays with my family, so this is gonna qualify as our stream of the day. And I had said that I was gonna do 5 codes per day, so I think we're gonna do 5 codes, 5 fruitcake codes. Okay, so that's been plenty of time for everybody to get over here on Twitch, sign up for an account, and enter. Yes? How many people? We got over 400 people in the giveaway. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to draw the winner. I'm going to need whoever has won to say something in the chat. I'm going to send them a whisper, and I need you to respond to the whisper, and then I'm going to give you your code for the Binding of Kin chapter. That's how it's going to work. You will need to respond to the whisper. Get your code. All right, everybody ready? Everybody clear? Here we go. We're going to draw the winner. Good luck, everybody. Stop giveaway. Winner is, boom, Labru Jadel 96. Congratulations. Say something in the chat, please. Oh, I don't think they're here. Oh, well, they are here. They are here. I see you. Okay. I'm going to whisper you. Perk Star, thank you so much for the 6 months. All right. Labradadle has responded. So I am going to send them their code now. Congratulations. Now, again, this code that I give you, you're going to enter it into the store in the redeem code spot, just like we did for the stocking and the charms and everything coming at you. All right. But we're not stopping there. We're going to draw another one. We're going to get a new winner. Boom. Satoru Senpai, are you here? I don't see their name in the viewer list either. What's happening? Is my viewer list not up to date? Oh, there we go. I'm going to send you a whisper now, Satoru. You won. Please respond. I showed you my whisper. Please respond. Bro, I got banned. What'd you get banned for? What'd you do? By the way, people are saying, you're deleting my comment for having an opinion. I didn't do any of that. Wasn't me. I sent you a whisper. There it is. Okay. Congratulations. There's your binding of kin code. Redeem code in game. Ah, look at that Meows. Look at that Meows emote. I love Meows. She's amazing. Boom. All right, let's do it again. Let's keep it going. I'm having fun. You guys having fun? We're gonna do it again. The one true shape. One true shape, you hear? What does the animation of getting a chapter look like? It kind of looks like when the stocking pops up or whatever, like any of the charms pop up when you put in a code, it pops up killer, survivor, and then the exclusive cosmetic that you get for having the whole chapter pops up, like all three of those things. It's pretty cool, actually. One true shape. Anybody see their name? One true shape, are you here? Going once. Going twice. And gone. All right, we're going to do a reroll. You're bringing up my mood, Paulie. I appreciate you, good sir. I appreciate you too. Thanks for coming by. All right, I think we're gonna have to do a reroll. I don't see the one true shape. They must be busy. God, I hope they're not in game. Yeah, we're not doing twins anymore. We cut it off. We gave everybody a lot of opportunity to get in here for that. So we're gonna do a reroll on that one here. All right, I'm sorry, one true shape. Maybe next time. Get new winner. Boom. Hey, they're scaring White Tiger right now. Scaring White Tiger, you here? Hey, all right. Wait. Oh, don't go away. Okay. I'm gonna whisper you. You won. Please respond to my whisper. ARN White Tiger. Yeah, all right. Very good, very good. Okay, Elodie gets the orange shirt. Yeah, that's her exclusive. Do another one. New Batman 2006. New Batman. How many do I give away? I don't know. There's New Batman. I feel like doing 5. 5 seems like a good number. New Batman. I'm writing to you in a whisper. There's New Batman. Okay, New Batman, I'm sending you your code. You're going to redeem this in-game. All right. Oops. What happened? Bro, I got banned for a joke, and I've been on the YouTube since 40K. This first stream, it's a common joke in the DBD community. All I did was say scam train, and it's a joke, and it's an obvious joke, and a mod banned me. So strict, geez, man. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Where do you redeem it? You go into the in-game store to do it. It wasn't me. What's the YouTube name? Same name? Or are you banned on? You're too late to enter, yeah. Heard myself for a second there. Look at that. Heard myself for a second there. Shut up! All right, you want to do one more? One more. Boom! Luke Mack. Luke Mack, you here? Twitch. Right here. Luke Mack. Anybody see Luke Mack? Congrats, Luke Mack. Luke Mack, Luke Mack. Oh, there's Luke Mack. Okay. I'm gonna whisper you, Luke Mack. Yeah, you whispered me. Yay. You whispered me. Thank you, Luke Mack. Luke Mack. Here's your code. Whispered it to you. Use All right, redeem the code in the game. Congratulations, Luke Mack. All right, that's going to be enough of those. We're going to save these for another time. Congratulations to everybody who won the giveaway. Enjoy your new Binding of Kin chapters. Now, you guys want to do fruitcake? How many fruitcake you want to do? Want to do 5 fruitcake? I love you even if you don't give to me. Thank you. 500 fruitcake, you say? Well, 5 fruitcake will be for 50, so it'll be pretty close. Greetings right back to Argentina. Do you have console exclusive versions? I do. Let's do 3 regulars and 2 console ones. 5 for each? That's a lot. Let's do 3 for each. You can't open the Instant app. Make sure you have the most recent version. See if it needs updating. All right, let me save this. Save. We're going to close that. Take the giveaway away. Let's get prepared for some fruitcake. We need our cover up for the fruitcake. And what else do we need? We need something. What do you want to do first? You want to do console codes first? We're going to do 3 for each. Do console codes first. That's too big, Polly. It's on your face. Move it. Do something. Console codes. Boop. Console codes. Do 3 of these. Did Polly bake all these fruitcakes for everyone himself? Make sure this is big enough. Let me get my fruitcakes. I am gonna cover some numbers, yeah, just to give everybody a chance. We're gonna do 3 console codes, and then we're gonna do 3 PC codes. Okay. So let's see here. Where's my code thingy? Is it this? Yeah, it's this. All right, so how much does that cover? That covers a lot. Okay. All right, get ready, everybody. We're going to start this up. Once this goes on, then I'm going to give you, I don't know, 5 minutes to codes in before I reveal the whole thing. Okay, now these codes are going to be redeemed in the redeem code section, just like how we did the entity's little helper and the naughty stocking and all that. All right, so I have 3 codes here. I'm going to raise this up. I put that there. Theory, that should be good. So we have 3 codes. Remember, these codes are console codes, good only for console people. You do need the dashes, and there are no letter O's. They're all zeros, and we will begin. So this is that. You guys can make that out on that background. Let me just go like, let's just go on basic black here. We'll just take the whole locker basement off so everybody can see it. Okay, and people wondering what this code is for. This is for the fruit cake. Where do I have a picture of the fruit cake here somewhere that y'all can see? Fruitcake cover. Where's the actual fruitcake though? Next. Here it is. Fruitcake. Fruitcake. Make this smaller, I guess. This is the charm that you're getting, this fruitcake here. Whee! Good spot for that. Fruitcake. Fruitcake codes. That's a big razor blade. It is. You know, be careful with your bites. You got it from the video King's video yesterday. Awesome. Very good. This is a killer only charm. You can only put it on killer hooks. And what else? Where's my cover up? All right, let me look and see how much I'm actually covering. I probably don't need to cover this much. Yeah, I definitely don't need to cover this much. Way down here and give you guys some more information. Okay, so at 4:05, I am going to reveal the entire code. This is not the entire code. I'm letting everybody catch up. I know some people are able to put in these dashes and things much faster than others. So I want to give everybody a good chance to get it all in here. That's probably as far as I want to go. Yeah. All right. This isn't the entire code, everybody. I will reveal the entire code at 4:05. Why can't they just do drops or pick people to give codes? Well, drops are like on Twitch only, right? So that would leave YouTube people out in the cold. So that's one reason why not everybody streams on Twitch. I have heard that a few times. There are no letter O's. There are only zeros. There are only zeros. And you definitely need the dashes. How's your day going? I'm doing great. Hope everybody else is too. Hey, there's the king. Can Bill get a code? There's the king. King, you're famous. You were on the dev stream today. They answered your question. No. These are 3 different codes. This is not one big, long code. This is 3 different codes. We're going to do 3 console codes, 3 PC codes. And the entire code is not visible. I'm cutting off roughly 3 characters on each one, giving everybody a chance to get this part written in here. And then we'll show the end. Can I see you in a Speedo? That's part of my Patreon. I don't have a Patreon. I'm just kidding. I can do the same with the PC codes also. Yeah, I wasn't going to, but then some people pointed out, hey, not everybody's a speed typist, so if you wouldn't mind to cover up the code for PCs too, I'd appreciate it. And I'm like, that's a good point. So, I like to work with people. I want to keep as many people happy as possible. So when people say, yeah, I think we still need to have cover-ups, I'm down. Yeah, and remember that each code will supply this fruitcake charm to 10 people. So on the screen here, 30 people will get the fruitcake charm on console. So when you do it, if it says invalid, that means that 10 people or more beat you to it. You've been the most understanding for this whole code thing. I know. Look, I really know that there are people out there who suffer from anxiety and a I'm reading King's thing here, and a fear of missing out. The way I do it, Paulie, that you might enjoy too, is copy pasting all the codes into Discord. You use the snip tool and use the marker to cover parts up and replace the screenshot after. That sounds like someone with much more technical knowledge than me, King. I would be afraid that I would screw it up. Yeah, fear of missing out is a genuine thing. So you are a Fog Whisperer. Yeah, these codes aren't exclusive to Fog Whisperers too, by the way. I don't know exactly who all has codes, but I remember like Hexy had the White Crow codes, and he's not a Fog Whisperer. So there's some other people who are in the loop on this program who are not just Fog Whisperers, but this is offered to all the Fog Whisperers, I will say that. There won't be any more in-game events. Oh, there will be more in-game events. They just said they want to concentrate on the anniversary ones and the Halloween ones. They just want to make those stellar events. Rather than doing a bunch of events throughout the year, just kind of meh, they decided, let's do 2 kick-ass events, the things that really get our community hyped. The anniversary, which is a really big event for the game, and Halloween. Like, let's just focus on the things that we cater to our community when the hype is the highest, and do those well, rather than do a bunch of events with mediocrity. I'm down with that, as long as they deliver. They got to deliver on it now. I want them to make everybody's jaw drop for the 5th anniversary. 5th anniversary is a big deal, right? That's 5 years would be a pretty strong statement for this game. So if they go super strong, they make all our jaws drop, clean up a lot of these bugs. That's all I want. And I'm down with it. Yeah, the delivery is important. I completely agree with you. If they have said this is what we want to do going forward, then we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting. So June's a long way away. But, you know, we're going to be here for it, right? So I firmly believe that the 5th anniversary release is going to be something big. I don't think they're going to be like, hey, guys, it's 5th anniversary, and here's the 5th pariah. You know, it ain't going to be that. It's going to be a big chapter. It has to be. It really has to be. That's when we get Jason. I mean, that's a very good possibility. Can you say the F word for me? Okay, does everybody in the chat give me permission to say the F word for cat games? I said I would do it at 4:05. It's 4:03. Everybody gives me... Oh, I saw a no. I saw a no. Friendship. Fruitcake. Fanta. Fudge. It's funny, like, you guys think I don't say this word in everyday life. Man, I type it to King all the time. Ask him, King, do I ever say the F word to you in chat? King, have I ever said the F word to you in chat? I don't know. I just try and clean up my language. You know, it's like when you go to church, you change your language. You're not like, hey, preacher. Try to clean up my language for you guys. It's not like I'm like, oh, I really don't think I am of the personal opinion. Last time you heard me swear to shut your off in stream, I swore on stream last night. Because I was making fun of people. Hey, priest, how the F you doing today? How's it hanging, preacher? Yeah, you just change your language, you know? All right, 4:04, we're almost ready. Funko. Filipino. That reminds me, my wife said to me, I'm going to write the word Funko on my forehead and Dead by Daylight on my ass so that I know that you're paying attention to me all the time. Oh. Hey, Meows, how's it going? She said that to me this morning. She's like, are you listening to me? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what do I have to do? I'm gonna write the word Funko on my forehead and Dead by Daylight on my ass, and then you'll always be paying attention to me. Oh my god. She had me cracking up. I love her. She's amazing. All right, here we are, 4:05. It's time to do the big old reveals. We're going to remove this cover up. There's going to be, I think, about 3 characters left in each code. There's 3 codes here on the screen, 1 per row. You're going to complete your code in your redeem code spot on your store. Good luck, everybody. Shout out in the chat if you got it. If it says invalid, that means 10 people already claimed it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Good luck. I love you all. We're going to do 3 PC codes right after this. Luffy, you couldn't have got it already, could you? Huh? You messing with me, Luffy? Got it. I see the got it's coming in. There they are. Blue Aurora Quartz, Runty Hydra, Luigi Lover, Swagasaurus, ShadowNet TV. David King got it. I love you too, Cheryl. Marilyn Monthrow. Oh, I love that name. SK Shinsengumi. Batch V got it. Dang! Karen White Tiger, you got the Binding of Kin and the fruitcake all in one day? High five! Annie Mash. BM. Uncle Ahoy. F word. Okay, didn't get it, I see. What are these codes for? That fruitcake. Got it first try, Undead Jordan. Shogun Boy. Yariosho got it. Cy Crow got it. I like that name too. I typed it into Inset and it worked. Oh my god, stars. You're so funny. Blue Roar Quartz. Okay, let's see. GG to the console people. Heroes fan got it. Code not found. That's a weird response. Oh, misspelled. Oh, I'm sorry. Perfection. Perfection. Got it. It's for the fruitcake. You can use keyboard to type it on console. Yeah, that's why. I'm trying to leave it just a couple of characters left. Oh, I did it on PC for practice. Yeah, these won't work on PC. Yes, you redeem it in the DVD store. Terravino, thank you for the sub. I got it. Extremely so, but I still got it, Pigeon Master. I had to process it with my 2 brain cells. Oh my god. How long are we waiting for PC codes? I guess these are probably gone right now, right? We can remove these and then replace them. All right, we're going to do 3 PC codes right now. I watched the whole stream for this. I'm sorry. I hope you had some other redeeming qualities. I hope I brought you some entertainment. Apologize if I failed you in that. I did my best. All right, so these 3 are gone. You just mark them as gone so that I know. And then we'll replace them. We're going to switch to 3 PC codes. Then I'm going to go meet a man about some Funko Pops, which are my drugs. Okay, so we are going to change this over now. And we're going to make it say 3 PC codes. PC codes coming right up. And we're going to take this off and we'll replace it. 3 PC codes. Do the same thing. Give you all some time to type it all in. At least 5 minutes. And then we'll do that reveal. Go home. Or I'm going to go get Funko Pops. I like Funko Pops. I'm going to get 3 Office Funko Pops. I like The Office. I heard they're coming out with Seinfeld Funko Pops, which is pretty exciting. Okay, so let's see here. Delete that again. These are for the PC folks. And we're going to up. And we're going to take the cover up over here to make sure that there's enough room. And boom. It all started on these PC codes now. Fuzzy the Zombie, thanks for the opportunity. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You know, I know it's been stressful some days for other people and for people in my own community and even myself sometimes, but no, I'm just trying to take it with a grain of salt. I know there's going to be some people who are unhappy with this program. Here's an interesting little factoid, by the way. It's interesting to me. I don't know how many of you will find this interesting. But whenever I put up a video that has codes embedded in it, the thumbs down percentage increases by about 5x. 5 times more thumbs downs on videos that have codes in them. I wonder what that means. So a regular video has about a 98% thumbs up rating. A video with a code in it has about a 90% thumbs up rating, 10% thumbs down. And like the video is basically about news and the game, things like that. So I can only surmise that the people are thumbsing down the video because they didn't get the code. Is that really fair to me? I mean, it is what it is. People are going to do what they do. But I just find it mildly amusing that people take it out on me because they didn't get to the video fast enough to claim the code. And that's what makes the content of the video unlikable, because they didn't get what they wanted. I see. I was talking about this with John today, and how I was saying, you know, I understand the frustration because there's a lot of people who put time into trying to get these codes, and they watch streamers for perhaps very long periods of time, and you can genuinely come to a stream over and over and over and over again and just simply miss out on the code every time. And you could put in all this effort and not have any payoff, no reward whatsoever. And John, you know what John said to me? He said, Paulie, there's people who train their entire lives to make the Olympics, and then they don't qualify. He's like, they spend 4 years of their life trying to qualify for the Olympics, and they fail. And they go home with no medal, no opportunity to compete in the Olympics. He's like, this is life. Not everybody gets what they want because they put in effort. And I was like, huh, that's kind of an interesting take. But anyway. All right, we're going to show some more of this. John's an interesting person. I like John a lot. Yeah, I like him. I like him. All right, we're going to take this out of the way so people can get their code. Only 10 people can get each one. There are currently 3 different codes on the screen, which means that 30 people are going to have the opportunity to get this fruitcake charm for their game. This is a killer charm. There are no letter O's. There are only zeros in these codes. There are 3 different codes. You have to pick which track you're going to go for to attempt. You're going to start to redeem these codes in your in-game store. The entire code is not revealed. I'm covering up the last few numbers, letters to give everybody a chance to get everything that you see entered in up to the point of visibility. And then when we get to 420, it's 420 time, everybody. When my clock reaches 420, I will remove the cover up and I will show the entire code, including those missing bits, and allow you all to complete the codes in your redeem codes section of your game. Make sense? Everybody with me? They should do time limited codes. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I don't know that it's possible. And somebody said, well, sure, they could make a time limited code because they do it for the ones in the advent calendar, which is true, but not every streamer has the same schedule, etc., etc. What would be ideal is if they had a code that could trigger a timer the first time anybody redeemed it. And let's say the first person to enter this full code on the screen activates a timer, and then the code is good for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the choosing would be, and then it would expire. So as long as everybody made the effort to be here for that 5 or 10 minutes of window, everybody who entered the code would get it. That'd be great. I don't know if they have the technology to do that because, like I said, all the streamers in the Fog Whisper program have different schedules, so you would need to have a redemption action trigger the timer for the code. You couldn't say, hey Paulie, this code's good from 3 o'clock to 3:05 because maybe that time slot doesn't work for me to be streaming, right? So it would have to be a redemption timer activation to make that work. But that would be a beautiful solution to this if it were possible, because it would draw people to the streamers' streams and then be 5 minutes, boom, get your code. Then the people who are just here for the code go. It doesn't disrupt the community, and then it's done, over with. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That'd be a wonderful solution for some of these problems. Again, like I said, people having anxiety, they put in effort and then they don't get it. I'm sensitive to that. I'm trying to do the best I can for everybody. I'm going to give out every code that I get. I'm not going to let any of them expire. I'm going to make sure everybody has a chance. And that's it. We don't have any French streamers giving codes. Is X Elite not doing it? Is X Elite not participating? X Elite's from Nice, France. Did you get the same amount of codes? I don't know if I'll have that opportunity because with the Dwight Crows, I was able to request an additional amount. X Elite is offline. Okay. Do you know about highly sensitive person? Is that a streamer? I just got one from King's recent video. Awesome. I will give you guys the list of the fog whispers, but you know, this is optional, so I don't know for sure if everybody is participating, but at the end of this, I'll throw in the list of the fog whispers for you to search them out, see who all's online and who may be giving out codes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. I had, these are 3 different PC codes. I had PC codes up there, but I took that off because of the Incent code. I just got it from King's video. Awesome. So, if I have the opportunity to get more codes, I will certainly request more. StreamDad and I gave out, as far as I'm aware, more codes than anybody. We each had 250 codes, which would supply 2,500 people. I don't think anybody had more than we did. Because I had 150 and I went for another 100. So this one I'm going to have 150. If I have the opportunity to request more, I certainly will. Puppers just went live and he said he'll be giving codes. Okay. Very good. Why did you stop making new videos for chapter speculation? I didn't. I actually have one that I want to do. Yes, you need the dashes. What do we got? 1 more minute. Can I reveal any more of this, perhaps? Let me see. 2, 1. I can probably reveal 1 more. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. This is going to be the end of it. I have to go meet a man about some Funko Pops. We're going to reveal these codes here in 3, 2, 1. Good luck. I love you all. Boom. Good luck, everybody. I'll go for these codes after 2 weeks and let everybody else get it first. Got it. Dutch Gaming Dude. Grim's got it. DJ Funky Fresh. Mond Hirsch. Nutcat. Kool-Aid Bruv. A. Jazzy Grant. Arafina. Pops Before Bros. Oh my god, Cindy. That's when my pop dealer's meeting me. Xtadius. 96 Pro Meal. 2-Bit Turpentine. Ryger. Invalid within 1 second. Yeah, they go quick. AA Monica. Anything interesting from the Q&A? You can rewind and see. There was some good stuff. A lot of different killer reworks are in the works. That's good. Nab K Gutsy got it. Rakshas Void got it. I hate when you click the delete. I got it from Meows early this morning since I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I rated her last night. How long did she stream? The console codes were done already. How do people type so fast? Yeah, they go quick. We did the console codes first. We did 3 of each. That's going to be it for today. That's going to be my quantity. Tomorrow night we'll be streaming, and at the end of the stream, and I'll have a countdown clock to let everybody know when the end of the stream is, because if I keep saying I'm going to do it at the end of the stream, then they're like, well, when are you going to be done? So I'll put a countdown clock to let everybody know when the codes will be. That laugh will cost you 1 more round of codes. Oh my god, Cindy. That was so funny. You do need the dashes, yes. Can we get illegal pop leaks? I heard there's leaks that Seinfeld pops are coming out. Haven't seen any pictures of them yet. How much delay does the stream have? Hopefully not much. I would always, like, when you know it's coming close, I would always just hit refresh to make sure you're getting the information as quickly as possible. Yo, Paulie, what's your upload schedule? Uploads for videos, I don't really have a schedule. They just go when they go. But stream schedule is like 11 to 11:30, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We are not getting another round, but I appreciate the attempt. King's video still had a code valid. That's awesome, computer. You never know. You never know. People in America have a fat advantage because of the delay to EU. Oh, I never thought about that. You're very welcome for the code. Holly, check your DMs. Where am I being DM'd at? Greetings from Chile. Where are my DMs at? All right, so we'll get this off the screen. Thanks to all of you for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun with the Q&A. Are there any other streamers giving out these? Yes, I will get you that list right now. So if I search up Fog Whisperers list, goes to this. Nope, that's not the right link. Goes to this list right here. This is the list of Fog Whisperers. This will tell you everybody who is in the program, and it will give you links to all their channels, and then you'll have to go to their streams and see if they are indeed giving them out, because this is an optional program. I don't know if everyone opted into it. Some people might not have wanted to. USA EU advantage for what? They're saying that the stream takes longer to beam over to Europe. That's what they said. I don't know. Polly, can we please talk on Twitter? Huh? What? Where you at, Polar? I don't see anything on Twitter. Where's it at? Get some good pops for us. Let me see if my guy wrote me back. Maybe I don't have to leave right away. I'm in France and I got a code, so that sounds like BS to me. Okay, well that sounds okay then. Have you eaten your junkyard sandwich? Not yet. Don't they sound good though? See if my guy wrote me back. He didn't write me back yet. Is this like the Dwight Crow situation? Yes. Yes, it's almost identical. The only real change is that I'm a little smarter than I was, you know, like slightly. And that they have different codes. Some are only good for console, which helps the console people. And it's for this fruitcake charm. Just like Dwight Crow, this is a killer only charm. Fruitcake charm. And you know, I read a lot of different comments on YouTube. Some people say, nah, you know, it was such a headache for me to get Dwight Crow. I'm not even going to bother this time. Plus the charm doesn't look that great anyway, which is fair. I like that there were people who had that self-awareness and recognition to say, chasing after that didn't make me happy. And there were people who got it and they felt like the experience didn't make them happy. So people who didn't get it and they're like, I'm not doing that again. So the self-awareness of people to say, yeah, not this time. It's not for me. Instead of buckling under this I have to have it thing, right? So they were willing to walk away and say, my collection will be incomplete and I'm okay with that. Look, I have to deal with that all the time. You think I have every Funko Pop I want? I have a lot of Funko Pops, but do you think I have every Funko Pop I want? Certainly not. There's some Funko Pops that I want that I may and probably will never own, such as Tony the Tiger, Toucan Sam, Sunny the cuckoo for cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, stuff like that I really really want, and I'm probably never gonna own them because they're like $500-600 a piece. So I have to deal with that, right? You know, I can think, yeah, I really wish I had that, but the reality is I may not have it. I may never have it. So I deal with that all the time. And to me, this is just a little silly charm. And it doesn't really make or break anybody's gaming experience. So you can't message me. Can you at me, Polar? Like, tell me what your account is, and at me, and then I will follow you, send you a message, and then we'll start our conversation, whatever this thing is you want to talk about. Have you got the Thundercats Pops? I don't. That's another line that is very expensive. I wish I did have Thundercats. Those came out before I ever started collecting. And they're all vaulted now, and they're like a couple $100 a piece. Stuff that I'm never gonna own. So, you know, you just can't. You can't have everything sometimes. How's it going? You enjoying the event? Yeah, I love getting cosmetics for free. Look, DBD's kind of in a damned if they do, damned if they don't. They cannot win situation. Because there's people like, well, this isn't really an event. They're just making me log into my game. And they give me stuff. That's not an event. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's like, okay, well, they're not preventing you from still playing the game, right? So you can still play the game. And they're just giving me stuff. I want to play. And I want to earn stuff. Like, okay. But you know, if they did that, if they made it so that there was a grindy event going on right now, there would be people out there who would say, man, I can't believe Behavior's making me play their game right now to earn stuff, and I'm afraid I'm going to miss it because I'm so busy with the holidays, I don't have time for this. So you would have those people who would be mad at you. So no matter what you do, you're going to have a section of people who are going to be mad at you for whatever decision you make, right? So they took this route to make it easy for everybody, that all they required of you is to log in and perhaps enter a code and be given blood points, iridescent shards, and cosmetics for free, and they still can't win because they made it like all they have to do, and they give you windows. You don't even have to log in every day. You can log in like once every 3 days to make sure you don't miss these items. So it isn't like super strict either. They are wider windows to get these timed things, and you just can't win. You can't win because there's always going to be a cross section of people that whatever decision that you make as a company isn't going to work for somebody, and then that therefore makes the decision bad. So how do you beat that? How do you do something that pleases everybody? You can't. So you have the people who are like, they didn't give me anything to do in the game, I'm mad. And then you have the people who are like, I don't have time to do this stuff in the game, I'm mad. How do you win? I don't know. And then you have this group out there who's like, they're bribing me. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You have people who are saying, man, 10,000 blood points, that's nothing. I can't even be bothered to log in for that. And it's like, okay. And you have people who are like, wow, they're bribing me to turn on their game. Like, well, wait a minute. Which is it? Is it a bribe for this 10K? Or the 10K isn't even worth your time? So which one is it? I don't know. Make up your mind. Which is it? When the bribe isn't enough to turn on the game, but it's a bribe still. Okay. Look, I'm not being bribed by anybody. I'm being rewarded, right? You can't coerce the willing. I was playing Dead by Daylight this morning off stream. I want to be playing Dead by Daylight. So in no way does it constitute a bribe in my mind, or for anybody who wants to play the game. Can't be measured as a bribe because you already want to be there. So it's a reward. That's it. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night. Love y'all. I'm going to go find my Kijiji guy. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'll look for your tweet there, Polar. I logged in and it gave me 310,000 blood points. Yeah. So, lovely lady, if you don't know, they gave, instead of the typical 10,000 blood points you were supposed to get for the advent calendar, they lopped on an additional 300,000 blood points as a thank you for still turning on the game despite you know, how do I say this? A larger amount of bugs than what we would normally have or expect with a chapter release. So they've lumped on this extra 300,000 points as a thank you to everybody for sticking with them and having faith in the team that they're going to be able to knock out these bugs and make your game experience better over the next couple of weeks. So you just have to turn on the game. You should get this extra 300K. I don't think you have to do it today. I think it's going to be like the next time you turn on the game, everybody's going to get this reward. And then they announced on the dev stream here today that this Entity's Little Helper code, redeem that in your cosmetic shop, all one word, Entity's Little Helper, will give you a cutesy reindeer charm. That was basically it. Good luck with your pop dealer. I got the Dwight Crow and the fruitcake code from you. Thanks, Paul. You're very welcome, Nutcat. Do you eat fruitcake? I'm not gonna lie, I've had some fruitcakes that I actually enjoyed. So there is this stigma around fruitcake that it's disgusting, but I have had fruitcake before and I enjoyed it. It's not something that I like go to the store and I go, oh my god, they're selling fruitcake? I can't get enough of this. But when fruitcake is presented to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. But if we're all being honest, there aren't a lot of foods that I'm thumbing my nose at in the first place, right? So, all right. Love y'all. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate seeing you here. Take care of each other in and out of the fog. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and scratch marks when they appear. I heard somebody say the scratch marks are flashing on the Asylum when they run, but I haven't seen it yet. Do you know why we may have gotten 200 work cells? Okay, I got 250. So there was a problem with the 30% off sale. Thank you for that $5 super chat. The 30% off Black Friday sale. If you bought a whole cosmetic, like a whole outfit, all 3 parts, you got 30% off. If you already owned one of the parts or maybe 2 of the parts and you went to complete the outfit by buying a single individual piece, the game said that you were getting 30% off, but it deducted the full amount from your auric cells. So they probably, I got 250 auric cells today, and I was testing that bug because I think it was Klepto Tom, who showed me that on Twitter, and I was like, what? Is this for real? So I was testing it, and then I couldn't figure it out. So I watched closely the video that they sent me, and I said, okay, they already own 2 of these parts, so let me find an outfit that I only need 1 part for. So it was like, let's say it was the Blight Trapper, and I was missing the weapon. And it said that I only needed 280 auric cells to buy that to complete the outfit. And it would say, spend 280 cells on this item, and I'd go, yes. And then it would, unbeknownst to me, unless I had been looking at my auric cell balance, I wouldn't have noticed that it took the full amount of 400. So that was bugged. That got cleaned up on the Friday of the Black Friday sale. So what they probably did is they went through and looked at people's purchases and refunded some amounts for people who were accidentally overcharged. So I think that's what happened. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. I'm gonna miss you. You hang up first. You wanna go raid somebody? Can we raid Puppers? Let's raid Puppers. I love Puppers. Puppers is amazing. I met Puppers in person. Y'all said he's live, right? I met Puppers in person. Such a good guy.
And thrown out the
He
window.
is live. Okay, we're gonna go raid Puppers. Puppers is probably giving out codes too. Puppers is... Hey, shut up, Polly. It's heard my own voice. I hate it. All right, here we go. We're gonna go raid Puppers. Raid, raid, raid. Go tell Puppers. Say, we love your face, Puppers. Bye, everybody.